It's pretty easy to see how that can fuel the belief that no, people, recently dead people, are sort of struggling with whether they belong in this world or the next world. That's not science, but it's observations about real empirical facts, experiences that people have, that I think make it completely reasonable for us to think life, kind of something about people continues at least immediately after death, and there may be a transition period. For this reason, in a lot of cultures, there are what are called double burials. So there's the initial death ritual ceremony, and then at a later period, there's another. Now, they often symbolically have different meanings, like the first one is really to say goodbye in some ways, or to make sure that the soul or spirit goes, leaves the body appropriately and doesn't hang around the house. And then the second burial might be making that person part of the ancestors, or making sure that then they go to wherever those souls go to, and they finish that transition. And those rituals play a really important psychological function as well. As psychologist and religious studies scholar Claire White has studied, a friend of mine, she's studied death rituals. Apparently her students even sometimes call her Dr. Death. And that's flattering. Her work and the work of she and her collaborators have suggested that it's really important to have these funerary rites that bring people into contact with the recently deceased in order then to really get the grieving process going and let it resolve. So in a lot of Western countries now, we've professionalized and pushed away all of these funerary rites, dealing with dead bodies and everything else, away to professionals who handle all of that. We get the dead body out. We don't want to see it anymore. We don't interact with it. We maybe close casket it or cremate, and we never see it again. But her research suggests that that's a good recipe for having continuing ruminations and even these experiences of the recently deceased, because we haven't interacted with the corpse to really say goodbye in that way and see, oh, the person's gone. And so maybe there's something, yes, that's very distressing. It's very distressing for a lot of people, and around the world, even if there are cultural expectations for that, it's very distressing. But it's like you rip the bandage off. You have that intense distress immediately to make the recovery process that much smoother.